Welcome back to another episode. I'm trying to make a video game in Unity using C# programming. The game is about villagers and a village sim and building up this village. Last episode was working on some fixing different bugs, talking about a little bit what's things I need to do to get kind of to a prototype state, and then working on the saving system and fixing that. And we got to a point where the saving of it does save buildings, it saves storage objects, it saves the agents and all that, and puts in the right map sections, and all that seems to be working. Look, if I load, there we go. I loaded up this map that had the agents here, the trees, and all that kind of stuff. I would still need to look into it a little bit more. Like, do I need a storage list? Whoops. Let's say we kind of build some things here. It's kind of cool. All right, and now they're working, and they're going to work forever there. I have two occupants. Oh, he kind of left for a second. Not sure why. Um, let's just save it real quick. And then let's see if we load it back up, see if we get any kind of errors. And no errors, and we can see our objects. Now, so the simulation went back to working on that stuff. Interesting. So, even though we didn't tell it to, um, it just ran the simulation again. So that's kind of cool. Like I said, I'm not sure if I need this storage building because it loads this building. Let me just double check, and I don't have more than three. Oh, look at this though. It's not sorting the game objects at all. Okay, well that's just something need to fix. Let me just make sure we don't have a extra one. Nope. And let's just make sure. Nope. Okay. So today I was thinking to do saving the world states. So let's see. How are we going to do that? So let's take a look at the world state. Where do I keep that? Right here. So we need to save this dictionary. How are we going to do that? So we could do maybe a public static world state data, maybe something like this. What am I doing wrong? We want to be a class. Okay. And in this, we want a public list of strings. And we'll say equals key string. This equals a new list of strings. Whoops, what? get rid of that static. And then we want to do a list of ints, and we'll call this value. Value. Cool. Actually, it would be nice if, I could technically use this for some of my other states as well. It just doesn't have to be this one because we might need to use this for the belief states as well. So public static. Yeah, public static. We'll call it world state data. World state data. And I'll do a lowercase w. World state data. Then this will be a new world state data. So we could do it on save. That's not going to be necessary. Like the other ones, I don't need to, since I don't have more than one of these, and I think I have to make this static anyway. Static, save world state. We'll do like that. We need to make a void. So we're going to save that data, and then we're going to say public static void load world state. Okay, so that's cool. I said in the last video I don't comment. Let me do it just inside here. Used for saving the dictionary world state. So remember, you can't serialize dictionaries, so we need to transfer them to a list. And then in here, we want to, for each key pair, you've seen this before, string int. The more you program, learning these new things, if you are trying to learn anything from this, because I hadn't used this function too often, I had to look it up and see how do you loop through a dictionary. But now that I'm using it, the more I use it, I don't need to remember anymore, so, try to, learn new things about coding and use it more. You'll know more. I guess that's what I'm saying. All right, so we're going to call it key value pair in the world states. All right, so we're going to loop through each of those, and we're going to say we're going to say world states, and you know what this might, oh yeah, I get it. World states dot keys, world state data dot keystring dot add. We're going to add the world states dot, or actually, sorry, the key value pair dot key. And then what we're going to do next is world data dot value dot add key value pair dot value. So that should be saving it. Now, how do we load it? We could do this for each world state. No. For each string. We're going to call it key string in our world data dot key string. So let's just put a little comment up here. Loop through the world state and set to a list. And then this one will loop through a world state data, and add to the dictionary. Now, I'm thinking what we can do is just, you see how we have this modified state function? Let's just use that. So modify state, and we're going to modify the world states, comma, the key string. You know what though? We don't want this. We want to say for we want to loop through it this way. For this is world state data dot keystring dot count. And let's delete this. Copy that. And we're going to add the world state key string, copy and paste. I comma world states dot modify, not modify dot values. Whoops, not, I'm doing the wrong one. World state data dot value of I. So that should load the world state. All right, let's go to our save all data. Let's put this probably at the top. And this is going to be, ooh, how do we don't have an array. I don't know what this one is. Maybe element. And we're going to call it world state. And we don't need this. And we don't want a list. We want just the world state data. World state data. I'm trying to think if that's what you really need to do. Anyways, we'll do like that. And then in our save load manager, when we're saving the data, set data, oh, that's loading. Let's go to save is on save event. So remember, this calls all of them. Let's do before calling all of them. Let's do the world state. Hold on. Save all data dot world data is equal to world state dot world state data. Let's save it and test it out. See if we get anything to work. Alright, so this is our data. Just kind of clicking on things. Let me save it. We do not have any errors. Let's load this up and see if we actually have, and it doesn't look like we do. We go to the top. Oh, we do. We got some blanks here. Key string, we got the value. Alright, so that's because what I need to do in our save in load manager. Before we do this, we want to say world state dot save world state. Gotta do that first. And this is going to be saving the world state, and then this will be saving game objects. All right, let's test that out. Click, click, save, stop. Let's open this up. And we have a gather object, and we have 2. All right, so we're saving it. Now let's load it. Should be pretty straightforward. Let's go to the save manager. Let's go to loading. So when we set the data, let's do that first. Set world data. You know this loading thing, we could probably do like the same thing maybe as like as an event. I'll think about that later though. But let's see, save world data. World state, no. World state dot world state data is equal to save all data dot world state data. And then we're going to say world state data dot load world state. Okay. Let's see if that works. I'm going to load. And there we go. Pretty easy. Wow. Now you might be wondering, well, why aren't the villagers going towards the game objects? And that's because I have not saved that they have been clicked at all. So if I click here, look, this is not correct. So we need to save the data for our gather objects. So let's go to our gather objects in our save data. Now in our base one, we're going to have a bool has collect. And we're going to say false to begin with. In this save data, we're going to say gather data dot has, I need to make it public. Bool dot has clicked is equal to has clicked. And then if we go back to our load save manager, where we are gathering it, creating it. Let's do this. Let's call we need to get this object. Yeah, now I remember why I don't do that onload thing, because you have to create the objects first, and then then you have to call it anyways from here. We're going to say game object temp geo is equal to, how was I doing with this one? I'm just going to get it from the all map manager dot instance dot. Does this return a game object? Let's just see. Because if I already have it returning it, then this would make more sense. Let's just find out. Okay, it already returns that game object that you create, so that's handy. So I can just do that instead. And then we're going to say gather object. Gather object is equal to temp go dot get component gather object. And then we want to say as gather object dot load data. And now let me go to the gather object where we're loading it, and we're going to say has clicked is equal to let's see. Let me go back to our trying to see what I was doing here. Okay, we want to say that the whoops right here, the gather object dot gather data is equal to gather data. So let's set that first, and then when we load it, then you can do stuff with it there. So in this low, we're going to say gather data dot has clicked. All right. So to test that out, we're going to have to start a new one. And let's just pick this one tree, and we're going to save it. Save. I'm going to stop. I could maybe look at that gather object. Has clicked is false. Something's false. Who knows which one it is? False, 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 false. True. Here's the one that's true. All right, let's see if we can load it now. Let's load. And let's see if that villager will then go to it. Oh, yeah, he did. Look at that. Cool. So I can click a few things. We're going to save it. Let's stop. Let's load and see if it will continue to look. Yep, there it goes. Was there a resource on the ground before? That's cool. It's working. Seems to be working, right? Cross your fingers. So that's saving the world state. Wasn't as tough. A lot easier than working with the AI to work. I really want to try to break the game. I want to have it where there's a ton of babies and stuff. I don't think there can be a baby right now because I think all of them have I kind of fixed that where the agents have to have different settings to have a baby, to have a soulmate. The soulmate needs to be for now for having babies. One can have baby, one is not have babies. And right now all of our agents can have babies. So that's something I need to add. All right, what about the character? That's something we need to work on now. Is the agent saving stuff, the stats. So let's take a look at our villager. Save stats, load data. All right, well, let's see if we can just copy some of this and it'll just work. So we need something like this. I already have that. What we need is really minimize some of this stuff so I don't have to scroll through it. All right, let's do this. Let's copy this. Because I don't know if this will be any different. Actually, it's already here. So we already have that. So then let me go to the village controller. When we save the data, we want to do this. Oh, sorry, here. Now this needs to be stat controller, and then this needs to be AI agent, or wait, what? AI agent data dot that character stats. This needs to be this. Okay, let's save it and let's just see if we can get some stats being saved for the agent. Okay, click. Let me click save. No errors. Let me load this. I think, where are the agents at? Are they at the top? Maybe they're at the bottom. All right, so we got we got that stuff saving again. And so now we just need to load it. No, let's go back here. Let's go to the agent, to load. See, village controller. We want this in the loading. Remember when we were working on this, having a hard time with the loading. Where am I going? Agent. So we want this, but we just put in a stat controller. Okay, so that's good. Now let's go to the load save manager. And let's just do this kind of stuff. All right, but the temp villager is not going to be this. We're going to say AI agent. And we do not have all villagers. We want to say all agents. Change that. That would be a bad thing. All right. So now this is going to be temp. Let's change all those. This is going to be a AI agent data. Is equal to AI agent data, and then we're going to get the stat controller dot that, and we want this to be the AI agent data, and then we load it. Okay. Let's play it. Okay, let me just pause the simulation. Let me go to the UI manager and have this as the selected agent. Oops. Well, why can't I do that? Did I change something? Why can't I? Okay. Go back to the UI manager. All right, some reason I'm doing something else with this. I can't see in their stats right now. Let me load. We are getting an error, so Character stat data is equal to this. What's it saying? This is not set up. Man, I remember we were having issues with this. Here, let me just see. Just make sure I'm getting to the right spot. Sometimes I wish I knew what was null. Exactly what in here is not null. What is null is it's because I don't have a stat controller. Is that why? Is that the reason why? Debug.log. Okay, so yeah, it's saying the stat controller is null. Well, let me just make sure this is a null. Okay, that's not. So the stat controller is null. Ugh. What can you do? What can you do? Okay, so you see this is happening on start. Let's change this to on awake. Can we do it there? So that gives us same problems. Nope. Load. Okay, now we don't. There we go. So that was the issue. That needed to be on awake, not start. Okay, now let me. How can I even test that? You know what I'm saying? Let me go to my UI manager. Managers, UI. Managers, UI manager. Come on now. Right here. Selected villager is that. Show character stat. Why can't I add that villager? And I'm just test something really quick. This is doing this. Okay. Still doesn't make sense. Was I never able to see it before? Let me pause it. Let me go to my UI manager. Why can't I drop this in here? Okay, where's this being used at? Character stats. So I'm being used here. Why can't I? Am I looking at the? I'm looking at the wrong one. That's why. I got two. I got UI agent. I'm doing the wrong one. This is why right here. Do I not have a thing that if I go like this? Okay. Let me load. Pause it. Let me just pause it. Go to my UI manager. So add that agent. If I can find it in this list. And do 0. Alright, how am I going to test this out? Let's save it right here. Okay. So we're at 92.83. I'm going to load and pause. Let me add the agent. Say 0. And let me unpause it. 9284, yeah, that was right. Designed for baby is 0 because it decreases super fast. All right, so we got saving stats. We're back to that. However, why aren't they gathering these objects? Why aren't they doing anything? All right, let's just double check this again. Click, click. Let me save it. Let me run it again. Let me load. Okay. That's gone. That's gone. Let me click, click, click. Let's just tear them all down. Okay, no. When did I click more? Let's get a better map. I just want to click all of these so we can get some resources on the ground. We get some trees chopped, and we have some that we still need to chop. Now let me save it. All right, so they should be going towards some trees. We should have some resources on the ground. Let's see what happens. Let me load. All right. Okay. That seems to be working now. He should go chop that down, right? Or does he? Guess he'll finish picking up. Actually, let's double check this to see if they will go and chop those things. I'm surprised they're not chopping them down. They're not. Oh, there he goes. Okay. um. Hmm. Okay. Cool. So, do we have? Let's save it. Let's test this out. We're gonna save. See if we got blueprints going on. Let's run it. Maybe we gotta do that. Let's load. We got blueprint. He's gonna go here. Are we not saving the items? We are not saving items in our work. So that's something else we need to save. And you can see I still have that bug. It's going to go and take any kind of resource it can find on the ground and take it to the. Oh, that time I think it ate it. Maybe, maybe not. Actually, I can see if I look at the agent, carry object. Um, Missing. That might not be good. Maybe after he eats it, it destroys it, but doesn't make it null. Okay. Let me just check that really quick in the eat. Yeah, we're not. AI agent dot carry object is equal to null. That would be important. Okay. So we're going to probably end the video here. Let me just think of what needs to be fixed next. The storehouse, I think, wasn't saving correctly. And I don't know if I had ever saved the items in the storehouse. Let me save it. Let me load. Yeah, we're not saving the storehouse objects. So we'll take a look at that next time. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see ya.